So
is that how you felt when your Eagles drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round?
And that is a beautiful segue because I wanted to bring that up. Obviously, the Eagles time of things, and it's the 3-year anniversary of the Eagles drafting Jalen Hurts. And as I've said numerous times, it was never a secret, anything like that. I much like
this is not my quarterback.
Majority. Okay, I did not say that, and I will fight that. I need receipts on that. If you want to bring me a clip or you want to bring me a tweet that I said, then I will address that. But I never said he's not my quarterback. I did not agree with the Eagles drafting Jalen Hurts, and of course, this is the 3-year anniversary. And I also do want to, throw it out there. I was not alone, by far not alone. I was in the high majority of fans who were wrong and were very mad at the Jalen Hurts deal. And obviously now we look back on it, and it might be the best thing that's ever happened to the Eagles outside of Nick Foles. But I had to throw that out there. Thank you, Coach. Now we're even. I got the little jab in with the draft pick. You get the jab in with the Jalen Hurts. We can return to normally scheduled programming, but no. Of course. Yes, obviously Jalen Hurts, I was wrong, but I've very rarely been that excited to be wrong going forward. But for the Eagles, obviously they are drafting very top heavy draft for the Eagles. They had 2 first-round picks at 10 and 30. Just a reminder, only 31 picks in this year's draft, 31 picks in the first round. I forget who it is, but someone had to forfeit their draft pick. And then second round pick, they will be drafting at 62. Third round pick, they'll draft at 94. And then they're going to wait till the 7th round, or at least unless they move up, they won't be drafting until 219 and 248. So very top heavy draft. I look at the first round, and I think this is very important for the Eagles because they're in a really the enviable spot. Obviously they'd like to be higher, but being at 10 in a situation where you're essentially going to be able to draft the best player available, I believe. I don't think the Eagles have a massive need right now that can be addressed in the draft. I don't think there's a single player for the Eagles, excuse me, that can really step in and start right now unless something crazy happens in the draft. So I do think ideally for the Eagles, I think Bijan Robinson, the running back out of Texas, I think would be a fantastic pickup. I love Rashard Penny. I love Boston Scott, but there is still some uncertainty there at that position. I think it's probably the biggest question mark, at least at the front of the depth chart there. So Bijan Robinson, just to bring someone else in to compete, I think that would be fantastic. Now, over the past few weeks, there's been some talk about, Jalen Carter maybe dropping a bit. I don't know if he drops all the way to 10, but I tell you what, if the Eagles can reunite Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, that would be incredible for that defensive side. More than likely, if the Eagles do go defense in the first round, it's, I believe, Devin Weatherspoon. Yes, Devin Weatherspoon is the pick. Most people are kind of expecting the cornerback out of Illinois. It would make a lot of sense. He played a lot of zone and was a very good zone cornerback at Illinois. And you might be saying, well, the Eagles have, Bradbury and Slay and Greedy Williams, but the Eagles, one of the biggest things that they had to deal with against the Chiefs is they had to play a lot of zone, and that I think hurt them. Devin Weatherspoon coming in, very good zone corner. I think that helps. And it's a little odd to kind of make a pick just for one team, but at the same time, it helps overall. I think being able to play zone as a cornerback better than average is going to get a lot done for you. And at the end of the draft, or at least at the end of the first round, I should say, you do look at either. So it's kind of, if the Eagles don't get that cornerback in the first, then maybe they do, hopefully. Maybe the Raiders go and forget about Joey Porter Jr. The Eagles can get a hold of him, or the Saints forget about the defensive tackle, defensive lineman coach brought up, Kajaya Cansey out of Pitt. That would be very nice to finish out the first round. I do think the Eagles do need to focus on defense unless Bijan Robinson is there, at least in the first round. And then, the second and third rounds, I always kind of stay away from those just because the way Howie Roseman goes. We might not see the Eagles draft at all the first round of draft night. Howie Roseman, he's always a wild card. I never really know what to expect out of him, but he has my full trust outside of, drafting a kicker. That would be the only thing that would hurt that trust. He's more than made up for the Justin Jefferson debacle a few years ago. Still not over it, but I'm not going to hold that against Howie Roseman in that regard. But for the Eagles, very, very defensive early draft in my mind. But